What do I got here? Tulsi Gabbard reveals whether there's evidence. Epstein had foreign or domestic intel ties. National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard did not rule out claims that wealthy financer and convicted pedo, uh, sexual harassment panda, Jeffrey Epstein, was connected to foreign intelligence operations before he passed in prison. The director spoke to reporters at the White House press briefing on Wednesday. I haven't seen any evidence or information that reflects that, Gabbard said in response to a question from the Daily Mail, asking if she could rule out any connections that Epstein had to either foreign or domestic intelligence. If anything comes out before me that changes that in any way, I support the president's statement loud and clear. If any credible evidence comes forward, he wants the American people to see it, she added. Epstein was given an enormously generous plea deal of just 13 months in June 2008, even after he was being investigated for multiple accounts of sexual harassment panda and trafficking and facing 40 years in prison. The plea deal shocked federal prosecutors as they had obtained as many as 40 victims of Epstein, many of whom were willing to testify against him. The agreement was made with the U.S. Attorney Alexander Acosta, who later reportedly said that he was told that Epstein belonged to intelligence and to back away from the case. Acosta was later selected by Trump to serve in his first admin as the Secretary of Health and Human Services. There you have it. There's that. Looks like a sneevely little lawyer, yeah. It looks like a Schmiegel. During a July 2019 press conference, Acosta was asked to confirm if he was made aware that Epstein was an intelligence asset. Acosta did not deny the report, but he said he would hesitate to take as fact the news in the story. A lot of the reporting is just going down rabbit holes, he concluded. Then why are you protecting him so much? Attorney General Pam Bondi said earlier this month he also did not know if Epstein was an intelligence asset. To him being an agent, I have no knowledge about that, she said to reporters. Gabbard appeared at the briefing to detail the Russian collusion hoax, outlining what she described as treasonous behavior by former President Barack Obama and former intelligence officials who she claimed colluded to perpetrate the Russia hoax that tangled up President Trump's first term. The stunning revelations that we are releasing today should be a concern to everyone, every American, she said. This is not about Democrats or Republicans. This has to do with the integrity of our democratic republic. She detailed behind the scenes information from declassified documents that revealed the roles of former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former Director of the Central Intelligence Agency, CIA, basically, John Brennan, and former FBI Director James Comey played in the effort to prove that Trump colluded with Russia to win the 2016 election. I'm not asking you to take my word for it. I'm asking you in the media to conduct honest journalism and the American people to see for yourself, he said, referring to the documents she released on Friday and Wednesday. Referring to the Steele dossier, compiled by the former MI6 intelligence agent Christopher Steele on behalf of former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton's 2016 campaign, Gabbard noted that Brennan was the one who insisted on including the salacious and now discredited document into intelligence briefing to claim that Trump was connected to Russia, even as top officials contested the claim. So as you can see right here, basically Clinton was trying to use this piece of information during the before he became he was trying to get this she was trying to get this information out before he became president so that she had a chance of winning, possibly, right? Because Trump did in a sense the same thing with her emails being linked and she being untrustworthy about certain fucking government protocols and stuff. And she's already a Clinton too. So she's already unhinged, right? Yeah. I mean, that's why no one trusted her. Well, I mean, at least no at that time. Well, I guess you could say fucking Joe Rogan did. Joe Rogan wanted Hillary Clinton to win. Yeah. Even official contested to claim. She blamed the media for working with rogue intelligence agents to try and undermine the Trump admin. President Obama, Hillary Clinton, John Brennan, James Comey, James Clapper, and others, including the mouthpieces and media, knowingly lied when this was created with high confidence, as though it were fact, she said. Gabbard said she would refer all of the release documents to the Department of Justice and the FBI to investigate the criminal nature of their actions. I'm not an attorney, but when you look at the intent, creating a fake manufactured intelligence document that directly contradicts multiple assessments created by the intelligence community, the expressed intent and what followed afterwards can only be described as a years-long coup and treasonous conspiracy against the American people, our republic, and an attempt to undermine President Trump's admin. She said. So basically, they want to try and get the previous administration on falsifying records, basically, and information, and then basically going on a fictitious, basically, loss, basically going on lawfare. Frivolous lawsuits, basically, stuff like that. Just like the Jan 6 committee and some of those, special committees that they sometimes fucking make up, right? Alright, on to the next. U.S. Appeals Court makes decision on landmark California ammunition background checks case. Oh yeah, apparently, defied federal appeals court on Thursday said California's first of its kind law requiring firearms owners to undergo background checks to buy ammunition is unconstitutional, violating the Second Amendment right to bear arms. They're going to try and appeal it. In a 2-1 vote, the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals in Pasadena, California, upheld the lower court judge's permanent injunction against enforcing the law. Circuit Judge Sandra Ikuda said the law meaningfully constrains people's right to keep and bear arms. She also said California failed to show the law was consistent with the country's historical tradition of firearm regulation as required under a 2022 landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision, New York State Rifle and Pistol Association versus Bruin. By subjecting Californians to background checks for all ammunition purchases, California's ammunition background check regime infringes on their fundamental rights to keep and bear arms, Akuta wrote. Basically, how it goes is whenever you need to buy ammunition, before, you would always need to get a background check. right? As soon as you buy ammunition, they have to give you a background check. It was kind of fucking stupid, to be honest. It eats up time, basically. And all they're doing is right, checking if you are this person and you have these firearms that you're buying, right? The caliber, right? The calibers for whatever. Office of California Attorney General Rob Bonta, a Democrat who defended the law, was disappointed by the decision. Our families, schools, and neighborhoods deserve nothing less than the most basic protection against preventable gun violence. What do you mean? There's already... You know how much protection there is in fucking California? There's so much, and yet you still have fucking issues where criminals are still getting guns and still fucking people up. Like, what? Shut the fuck up. And we are looking into our legal options. They just say that so that they can use the legal methods to try and trap people and fuck people over. That's all. The office of California Governor Gavin Newsom. Oh, don't get me wrong. There are definitely some assholes who deserve to get fucked in the legal system. But man, to have this shit in California where you have to get like featureless fucking featureless goddamn hand grips and shit, and fixed stocks and shit like that. Fuck you, man. Eat a fucking dick. Eat a bullet, motherfuckers. The Office of California Governor Gavin Newsom, a Democrat who has called the January 2024 injunction extremist, illogical, and incoherent. Well, you're a fucking fascist tyrant, and you should be jailed. And no immediate comment. All three judges on Thursday's panel were appointed by Republican presidents, though appointees of Democratic presidents hold a Ninth Circuit majority. California can ask an 11-judge appeals court panel on the Supreme Court to review the decision. Overreaching the plaintiffs included Kim Rode, who has won 3 Olympic gold medals in shooting events, and the California Rifle and Pistol Association. In a joint statement, the group's president and general counsel, Chuck Mitchell, called the decision a victory against overreaching government. Yeah, it is overreaching. Government gun control, while Rode called it a big win for all gun owners in California. And yeah, it is a big one. Right? Because it stops them from trying to fucking impede on gun owners. Many gun rights groups in 24, mostly Republican-led U.S. states submitted briefs supporting the law's opponents, while a few gun safety groups sided with California. Janet Carter, managing director of Second Amendment litigation at Everytown Law, in a statement said, California's law imposed a minimal burden, a $1 fee and 1-minute delay for most firearm owners seeking ammunition. Background checks for ammunition sales are common sense. He said voters had in 2016 approved a California ballot measure requiring gun owners to undergo initial background checks to buy ammunition and buy 4-year ammunition permits. Legislators later amended the measure to require background checks for each ammunition purchase. California Senate received 191 reports in 2024 of armed and prohibited individuals who were blocked through background checks from buying ammo. Law not heavy-handed, dissent says. The injunction was issued by U.S. District Judge Roger Benitez. Judge Roger, this is basically Saint Benitez. He is basically for the Second Amendment, apparently. In every ruling of Second Amendment cases, he has been basically ruling in favor of Second Amendment. So apparently he's a saint in that regard, or so they say, right? In San Diego, who has ruled in several gun cases, and yes, there. Oh, there you go. I gave you the rundown, but it just says it right there. An appeals court panel put the injunction on hold during California's appeal. California said several old firearms restrictions supported the background checks. These include colonial-era rules requiring license to produce gunpowder, the disarmament around 1776 of people who refused to take loyalty oaths, and the late 19th century rules requiring government permission to carry concealed weapons. Circuit Judge J. Bybee dissented from Thursday's decision. He accused the majority of flaunting Supreme Court guidance by effortlessly declaring unlawful any limits on ammunition sales, given the likelihood a state can point to identical historical analogs. Well, they can't point to identical historical analogs because in history they've never fucking restricted or limited the access of trying to buy ammunition or do through these background checks. That was never a thing. And they never had background checks because they never had the systems in place. They didn't care about that shit back then. The law is not that kind of heavy-handed regulation that meaningfully. You know how easily it was to buy ammo, like back in 1776 and all. You could literally go into like a general store to buy fucking ammunition. Literally. It was that easy. So shut the fuck up. President George, wait, what is it? The law is not that kind of heavy. Oh, wait. President George W. Bush appointed Akuta and Bybee to the bench, while President Donald Trump appointed Circuit Judge Bridget Bade, who joined Thursday's majority. The case is Roe v. Bonta et al., 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Number 24542. I'm just gonna say shall not be infringed, and they keep on infringing. They just keep on. I don't know what to tell you. They just keep doing it. They can't stop. Former top White House Biden official blames Merrick Garland for failure to look into the Epstein files. He was hypersensitive. Former top White House blamed ex-Attorney General Merrick Garland for the Biden administration's failure to do deep dive into files related to the notorious pedo or sexual harassment panda Jeffrey Epstein. Neera Tanden, senior advisor to President Joe Biden, who became director of the White House Domestic Policy Council, threw Garland under the bus Wednesday when asked, why didn't the Biden admin do anything about the so-called Epstein files by Bulwark podcast host Tim Miller. Anytime I say anything about Epstein, they're like, why didn't Joe Biden release the files? And this is what I say. Have you met Merrick Garland? Hendon responded. The Joe Biden White House had nothing to do with the enforcement on any topic, she continued, charging that because of the abuses of the Trump admin, the White House didn't engage in any particular enforcement matter. We barely did engage on policy with the Department of Justice. They were so arm's length to us. Tanden claimed that Biden White House had no idea what, if anything, Garland was doing related to the Epstein file, but that she believes the former Attorney General couldn't tolerate being potentially viewed as biased if he were to open more criminal cases related to Epstein underage sex trafficking endeavors. Garland didn't even fucking do anything half the time. When shit hit the fan, like most of the time, he was nowhere to be seen. It was just like, oh no, but this isn't our problem. We are working closely with our intelligence agencies and departments to work together to fix this issue. Blah blah blah. Fuck you. I can't really tell you why Merrick Garland didn't do it. I would say that he was hypersensitive about any perceptions of unfairness to a point where I think, I'm not sure justice was always even done. And it said. And I can imagine he thought, after he's doing Jan 6 2021 Capitol riot cases and all the conservative blowback on that, maybe he wouldn't even look into Ghislaine Maxwell. But someone should ask him, she added. I wish he had looked into it. House Oversight Subcommittee on Wednesday voted on subpoena Garland. A slew of other former top Justice Department officials, former President Bill Clinton and ex-Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, related to a congressional investigation into Maxwell, an Epstein accomplice, who was convicted of sex trafficking conspiracy charges in 2022. DOJ and FBI announced earlier this month they did not find any information on Epstein files would warrant criminal charges, third-party cases, sparking outrage from some of President Trump's core supporters. Well, yeah, when you go running on Epstein on your campaign, well, some of your in the beginning there, yeah, people are gonna start asking. People want hung that did that shit on that island. There's a lot of shady shit that happened on that island. Those people need to get hung. Tar and feather. Get the pillory. Yeah. The good old pillory. Maybe we should go back to those days of the pillory. Maybe we should construct our own pillory and then start sticking people. Surf instructor 24 has arm ripped completely off when clipped by Amtrak train with no warning. This was July 23rd. Damn, that sucks. You're just walking along and all of a sudden you see a train and then just walking along and you brush up against something and all of a sudden you look down and it's your fucking arm gone. It's like, what the fuck? That's rough. California surf instructor had her arm ripped off after being hit by the Amtrak train while she pushed her e-bike across the tracks. Elia Boyd, 24, said she was completely disbelieved to look down and see she was missing her arm, which was found several feet away, allowing it to be reattached. Yeah, good for you. There was no train horn. It was like 3 seconds from when I saw the train to when it happened, she told. I just happened to have my hand still on the bike as the train goes by. The train barely clipped the bike, just enough to take my arm completely off. The sickening injury took place just before 5:30 p.m. July 7th as Boyd was pushing her 80-pound electric bike across the train tracks in Ventura. Miraculously, a retired firefighter had been walking with her at the time and called paramedics. Boyd was airlifted to UC Irvine Medical Center where she underwent a grueling 10-hour surgery to reattach the limb. Well, yeah, because to reattach the limb, right, especially an arm that got fucking, right, sliced clean off, yeah, you literally have to reattach each and every fucking artery and stuff, right? Yeah, you have to reattach the bone, so you have to, like, put rods and shit. Yeah, that's a lot of work. That's a lot of fucking stitching, too. Right? Did you know that doctors are great stitchers? They can crochet pretty well, right? So, anyways, she still has a further 2 surgeries scheduled in the coming weeks, but she said she already has some feeling back in her arm. Yeah, it's gonna take some time. Oh yeah, they also have to reattach the nerves too. Yeah, that takes time. Kind of like jolts of energy is what it feels like. I do have feeling internally that it's healing, she said as she recovers. The avid surfer and surfing coach says she is desperate to get back in the ocean. Yeah, so what happens is when you lose feeling, and you're trying to get back feeling, it may come back slowly, but you might not get all the nerves attached. It might be right, kind of dulled, right? But she'll probably make a full recovery. Uh, as soon as I can touch the water, I'll be surfboard. That's all I dream of. In the hospital, I just want to get back in the water and surf. You'll fund me to set pay medical, raise more money. 50,000, target 65,000 since it was set up. Through it all, Aliyah has shown incredible strength, keeping her positive spirit and infectious smile. The GoFundMe description reads, her journey to recover will be long and challenging, but we know her resilience in carrying her through. Yeah. There's a possibility she might not get all feeling back, but she'll get some. Right? She might feel numb a little bit. There he goes. Travel influencer disses popular European city, slamming it as chaotic and full of trash. Oh, that's rude. That's not amore. A travel influencer has sparked controversy online after describing the mean street of Naples, Italy. Marique Pukas, 28. Your name is Pukas? Jesus. You puke out that name, yeah? Shared a 13-second video on social media showing streets littered with rubbish and overflowing planters, questioning most disappointing city in Italy. Oh, come on, you can't say that. There's literally fucking in America sometimes you can see people just litter a bunch of shit, right? There's people in fucking UK land that's just littering all over the place, right? And pissing all over the place, pissing in cups, and then people drinking it. It's like, like what the fuck? Yeah, people in fucking Europe too. Come on, man. Pukas, who praised Italy's beauty, charm, and care, said Naples stood out for all the wrong reasons. I've seen a lot of places across this country, but I've never seen streets so full of trash. He told What's the Jam. It was messy, chaotic, and honestly hard to enjoy. The influencer was on a June road trip with friends visiting Bari, Palagano, Polignano, Amer, Alberobello, and Pasiatano, and Sorrento, sorry, before arriving in the historic foodie destination. Sorry, I'm not Italian, so I'm just like, I'm being American. Uh, I was super excited because Naples is the capital of pizza. He explained. So we got there and it was quite chaotic. Italy is chaotic, but this city was all over the place. It was so bad that his group left after 2 hours due to safety concerns. We were already kind of scared because in that parking spot there were a few cars with broken windshields, so it made us think, Puka said. But we still want to explore a bit, and that's where all the dirt began. He admitted that he might have been in the wrong area of the city, but it wasn't for his group. I don't know what part of the city we were in, but it wasn't like the Italy I knew, he said. It was dirty, trash everywhere, people selling pretty much everything at some random markets. Oh, basically, he went to like the slums or some shit. Instead, the group decided to head back to their stay in Pompeii. All the cities we visited before were stunning, but that one place just wasn't it, Lucas said. Body of grad student who vanished after leaving Wisconsin bar is found in Mississippi River. The Wisconsin graduate student who mysteriously vanished after leaving a waterfront bar in Wisconsin early Sunday was found dead in the Mississippi River on Wednesday. Elliot Hines, 22, was discovered in the river just before 10:30 a.m. near Bronzeville, Minnesota, more than 10 miles from where she was last seen. Following the exhaustive 4-day search, authorities said this was not the outcome we had hoped for throughout the search. La Crosse Police Chief Sean Kudron said in a statement. Our thoughts are with Elliot's family, friends, and all those who knew Elliot. We are grateful for the outpouring of support from so many within the La Crosse community, the state of Wisconsin, and nationally to locate Elliot. Hines, who was enrolled at Viterbo College, had been in the Bronco bar in the college town for the night out with friends, who said she left around 2:30 a.m. Sunday. Security footage caught her about an hour later walking near the Mississippi River waterfront, about a 30-minute walk from the bar, the last time she was seen. The missing student's loved ones, who reported her missing Sunday morning after several failed attempts to contact her, launched a frantic search around town with help from police and community volunteers. The family also pleaded with those living in the areas where she was seen to review their security camera footage from the early hours of Sunday. Hines' cell phone was reportedly found by her friends during the desperate search that saw police and volunteers scouring the banks on the Mississippi River near where she was last seen in the area around her apartment. Viterbo University said the school would hold a memorial service Elliot in the fall in coordination with the victims' families when students return to campus. There's no words that can erase the pain of losing someone so young. With so much life ahead of her, Viterbo University President Dr. Rick Triley said in a statement. Our hearts go out to Elliot's family. We hold them in our prayers and started with them in their grief. Her heartbroken mother, Amber, told Fox and Friends earlier Wednesday that her missing daughter was beautiful inside and out. She has got the biggest heart and unending kindness for everyone, the devastated mom said. I think that is noted by how many people have showed up for her. La Crosse police said the investigation will remain active as they await autopsy results for an official cause of death. Wait, do they have her body? I'm confused. Yeah, so she was right. She was walking near the Mississippi River, right, before she was gone, right, before she disappeared, and then I guess they have her. I guess they have her corpse. They don't. They didn't really make that known in the. Oh, right here. Yeah. Okay. So they found her in the river. Okay. That's what I was thinking. She basically went for a walk around the river, right, river outskirts, and I guess for whatever happened, she must have like tripped or something, right? Tripped, hit her head, fallen into the water, and yeah, that's it. Because she was, right, she was drinking. She was probably stumbling and fucking bonked her head and fucking went over into the water. And then slowly drowned because, well, she was fucking knocked out. Oh, that's rough. That's why you better be careful when you're drinking. Uh, Damn, fucking Bravo's Diamond Tankard arrested for attacking women with rock-filled sock at Walmart. Holy fuck. Damn, that's fucked up. Putting rocks in a sock and then using it as a fucking weapon. That's some ghetto shit right there. Former Bravo reality TV star allegedly attacked a customer at a Tennessee Walmart with a sock filled with rocks, then stole the woman's iPhone and Louis Vuitton handbag. Jesus Christ. Diamond Tankard, 21, approached the victim from behind in the self-checkout lane as she allegedly grabbed the woman's hair at the Walmart. Jesus, at the Walmart in Antioch. Antioch? Yeah, I guess. About 7 miles away from Nashville International Airport, according to an arrest affidavit obtained by USA Today. Tankard, known for her appearance on Thicker Than Water as gospel producer Ben Tankard's granddaughter, allegedly approached the victim from behind in the self-checkout lane and grabbed her hair. Holy shit, just to fucking started assaulting her? What the fuck? The violent attack caught on security footage and binoculars recording shows the 21-year-old dressed in a pink shirt and camo pants, yanking the victim by the hair and laying down in a flurry of punches. Yeah, basically just assaulted the person for some reason. Tankard then is seen whipping out a white and red strip tube sock and striking the other woman in the face. The video also appears to show the music airs wearing an ankle monitor during the assault. Oh, she was already in... She already had legal charges pressed on her. Following the assault, Tankard has seen picking up items off the ground. The victim later told police that the former Bravo reality star stole her $1,500 iPhone 14 and her $900 Louis Vuitton handbag, the outlet reported. Wait, why did she attack? I'm so confused. She just assaulted another woman. Was it her friend? I don't get it. The victim fucking keep attacking. The victim's grandmother told police that Tankard used a rock-filled sock to hit her 21-year-old granddaughter, and that the blows left her with a massive gash on her forehead above her left eye. Nashville EMS was called to the scene and transported the woman to a local medical center for stitches. Police said Walmart provided security footage of the attack, confirming the victim and her grandmother's statement, USA Today reported. Tankard was arrested and booked into the Davidson County Jail. She has been charged with theft of property and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Tankard was released on a $25,000 bond Saturday, and her next court appearance is set for August 22nd. Records obtained by the outlet show. You can't fix her. It remains unclear what provoked the assault. The Post has reached out to... Dude, why is it always the cute women? Fucking crazy ass bitches that fucking assaulting people for some reason and then stealing shit. Oh man. Ben Tankard's representative for comments. In December, Tankard was charged. Oh, there it is. In December, Tankard was charged with attempted first-degree murder after she allegedly intentionally struck a woman with her vehicle. Oh shit! Oh, there you have it. Well, she's an aggressor and she was trying to kill someone too. Wow. She's a murder. She's trying to murder people, man. Uh, she angry, dude. She's super angry. You can't fix this. You're gonna get, dude. She's gonna fucking stab you next time. God. Police said that Tanker approached the 30-year-old female victim and her sister as they entered their car after leaving a bar at around 2:30 a.m. on November 29th. He then asked the victim's sister if she knew a male, to which she replied, no. Wait, what? Leading to a verbal argument which turned physical. Oh, Jesus. So she's just assaulting people then. The victim go out of the car and attempted to break out the fight. Police said. Tanker then got into the Range Rover, drove to the end of the street, and turned around, accelerating at high rate of speed before striking the victim. Holy fuck, man. What a crazy bitch. She then fled the scene. Oh, fuck. Jesus fuck, leaving the victim with critical injuries. Oh my god. Yeah, no wonder you got fucking tagged with fucking attempted murder there. Yeah, that's real bad. The gospel Tankard was also wearing an ankle monitor for domestic assault. Oh my god, I thought she had the ankle monitor for this. No, she has the ankle monitor for the separate charge. For domestic assault related arrested during the attempted murder. Okay. So it was a separate charge, but it was on the same same event. She was also charged with leaving the scene of an accident involving injury and failing to render aid during that incident. Yeah. Yeah, basically during the during her vehicular homicide, or well, on her murder spree or try to murder, right? She got tagged with all this. The Gospel Music Heiress was later released on a $1,002,000 bond. Holy shit. Well, I mean, she was a danger to society, so you gotta make it high, right? Let's up those numbers, man. Yeah. Taker appeared on all 27 episodes of Bravo's Thicker Than Water, according to IMDb, sorry. What the fuck? I wrote it. I fucking read it all weird. I'm sorry. I'm tired. The reality show, which ran from 2013 to 2016, centered on the life of her grandfather, a former NBA player turned American gospel jazz music producer, and his family in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Oh, that's why. She's basically a Nepo baby. As it goes, right? As it goes. Oh yeah, here it is. Alleged Florida crook arrest as a Chuck E. Cheese mascot arrested on credit card theft charges in front of horrified kids. Jesus fuck. Yeah, those kids must be like, Jesus Christ, Chucky, why? It wasn't his cheddar to spend, yeah. An alleged crook dressed as the Chuck E. Cheese mascot was busted on credit card theft charges as stunned children watched cops haul him away in full mouse costume. Florida authorities said Thursday Dermel Jones was working at the Kids Entertainment Center in Tallahassee Wednesday when police stormed the joint during a birthday party and placed him in handcuffs, according to TMZ. Jones was captured on camera wearing the cartoon rodent's signature. Damn, that's fucked up. They called him a rodent. Signature purple sea sweatshirt. Well, I mean, he is a mouse, so I guess, or a rat, whatever you want to call him. Sweatshirt and a glum facial expression as his giant mouse head sat on top of a nearby cop car during the arrest, according to the outlet. The furry fraudster. That's fucked up. He's not even a furry. That's what. It's just the job. Man, no one called Chuck E. Cheese a furry, right? But now everyone who wears a mascot costume is now a furry again. Apparently, apparently those high school football games where they have a mascot who right and puts on a suit, yeah, they're furry too. I guess. Reportedly tried a similar Mickey Mouse operation and was busted for the same credit card crime 6 months ago. Wait. She was a repeat offender. Jesus. Jones was charged with credit card theft, criminal use of personal identification info, and fraudulent use of a credit card. He was booked and released Thursday morning on a $1,000 bond. Oh yeah, he looks like a thief. Some observers slammed cops for hauling Jones away in a mouse costume as kids watched. Why? Okay, Tallahassee Police Department, y'all couldn't let this man change out of his Chuck E. Cheese costume before arresting him in front of those kids. What? Okay, those kids gotta learn. They gonna learn today. Yeah, they gonna learn today that shit is gray out there. NYC cop bit by shirtless barefoot loon during bus sources. Uh-oh. Oh, and it's a woman, too, who got bit. Shirtless barefoot nut with a criminal history chomped down on the arm of a female cop as police tried to arrest him in the Flatiron district on Thursday afternoon. Law enforcement sources told the Post. Gray suspect Lonnie Payne, 45, initially strolled up to the officer and her female partner on foot patrol in Manhattan and sneered, "Bitch, what's so funny?" Wait, what? Huh? And spit at them around 1:30 p.m. Basically, the dude was schizo. Sources said. As the two female officers tried to slap handcuffs on the menace, he allegedly sunk his teeth into one of them and head-butted the other, sending her to the ground, police said. Photos from the scene show the bitten cop holding her arm in pain with an apparent teeth mark near her elbow, while other snaps depict the suspect in handcuffs with a wild look on his face. Both attacked officers were treated at an area hospital, police said. Jesus, yeah, that's a nasty bite. I was about to rip off some flesh. The policewoman was just standing by the day crew, and they were doing nothing. They didn't say anything to him, but he was a little bit cuckoo. Yeah, probably just, like I said, he was schizo and just fucking went ham. He was talking and barefoot and without a top, and then all of a sudden he went to them. The onlooker said of the suspect, who was only wearing a pair of grungy dark sweatpants that were rolled up to his knees. Payne is facing 2 counts each of assault on the police officer, resisting arrest and harassment, according to the NYPD. He has at least 11 past charges lodged against him as early as August 2008 and as recently as last year, according to sources. Their previous charges include assault, criminal sex act, grand larceny, harassment, resisting arrest, and obstructing. Jesus. Another repeat offender. We need the asylums back, because this dude is obviously a fucking... Right, he's probably, like, got demons in his fucking head, right? In one instance, he allegedly exposed his penis on a... Okay, well, there you have it. On a downtown R train and pushed a victim toward his crotch. Oh, yeah, no, that's good. That's like sexual harassment. In 2021, according to sources. Yeah, public indecency and then sexual harassment right? Well, sexual assault too, because you're like trying to assault someone, right? You're trying to force someone into a right scathing positions. Payne has a history of mental health problems that have been on officials' radar since last 2021. At least, sorry. 2021 sources said. So yeah, so he has a history. Fucking needs an asylum. He was arraigned Friday in the attack on the cops and pleaded not guilty according to court records. Wait, he pleading not guilty? What? Bail was set to 25,000. Records show. His most recent address, according to cops, is the 30th Street Men's Intake Center, a male-only Manhattan homeless shelter. Thursday's attack is among a disturbing trend in the Big Apple, in which assaults on city law enforcement has jumped 63% compared to 6 years ago. What was it 6 years ago? 20%, something like that. According to data obtained by the Post in May. The stat shows there were 970 assaults on uniformed cops in the city as of May of this year, which is up from the 595 officers who were attacked on the same point in 2019. Law enforcement experts have blamed lax criminal justice policies for creating an atmosphere where brutes don't fear going after cops. Huh, sounds about correct. Sounds about California. You have a criminal justice system that's a revolving door, and people are getting arrested 40, 50, 60 times, yeah? Even 20 times, 15 times, 10 times, even 4 times, 5 times. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Why isn't he in there? Oh, he's got mental health problems. We gotta we can't hold him. We gotta release him. Put him in the fucking asylum. What are you doing? The fuck are you doing? That Joseph Giacalone, a retired NYPD sergeant and adjunct professor at Penn State University, Lehigh Valley, previously to the Post. The cops are dealing with people out on the streets who are really bad. I think people have just lost respect for the NYPD, he added. Ouch. Basically, is public sentiment that they don't trust their police force, the police force anymore, right? That's pretty bad. Not trust your own government utility infrastructure that's supposed to keep you safe, right? To not be able to trust that, yikes. I mean, I guess well, then again, people don't trust the government, so that's already. I mean, I don't trust the government, but you still hope that they protect you, even though they're being fucking assholes sometimes. Yes. University of New Mexico shooter nabbed after killing one in dorm shooting during student orientation. Jesus fuck. One person is dead and another wounded following a shooting early Friday at a University of New Mexico. Oh, is this the Albuquerque one? Dormitory that prompted the evacuation of hundreds of students and a campus-wide search for the suspect, who has since been taken into custody. University officials lifted a shelter-in-place order late Friday afternoon, saying there was still an active investigation and that the main campus in Albuquerque— oh yeah, it is Albuquerque, yep. Yeah, I heard about this as well— would remain closed. They said students were allowed to eat at the dining hall and return to their dorms, but otherwise should avoid the crime scene. Mayor Tim Keller announced the arrest Friday evening, saying, "We are deeply grateful that the offender is now in custody." The mayor did not release any information about the suspect or where and when the arrest took place. For much of the day, authorities had the area around the student housing complex cordoned off with a yellow tape as police vehicles blocked roadways and investigators gathered. The two people shot were inside a dorm building where they had been visiting a student, but they were not students themselves, said Lieutenant Tim Delgado with the University of New Mexico Police Department. Authorities have yet to release any other details about who was shot. Police had evacuated parts of their campus earlier in the day. We had a student orientation going, so there were like 400 kids in the dorms. So we wanted to make sure they were safe and they were safely off campus. Now, Delgado said officials issued an initial alert just before 3:30 a.m. that a shooting had taken place. Campus police arrived at the Casas del Rio housing center to find two people with gunshot wounds, one dead and the other with non-life-threatening injuries. Jesus fuck. That's rough. Another alert asking people to shelter in place was sent out on social media just after 6 a.m. Mikey Beck, who was staying in student housing this week as part of a new student orientation at the university, said he heard gunshots overnight and saw what happened to be an injured person hiding in some bushes. Wait, what? Overnight? Huh. Two other people jumped out of the dorm window and ran, he said. So it happened like in the early mornings. Two other people jumped out of the dorm window and ran, he said. Beck said he was excited to start his freshman year, but the incident was disconcerting. It's really sketchy out here. Just being in Albuquerque is really scary, he said. Not far from the dorms, a line of university buses awaited for students to board, many of them carrying backpacks and pulling small luggage carts with their belongings. Casas del Rio is a 4-building complex with furnishing suite apartments that combined have more than 1,000 beds, according to the Lobo Development Corp. The university in central Albuquerque has about 23,000 students during the school year. New students like Beck have been visiting as part of the weekly schedule orientations ahead of the fall semester, which begins in about 3 weeks. New Mexico's largest city has struggled with violent crime in recent years, particularly among juveniles. District Attorney Sam Bregman, who is running for the Democratic nomination for governor, has called for state lawmakers to do more to address what he describes as a crisis. The plea for a legislative action comes amid violence in New Mexico involving young suspects, including a fatal hit-and-run in Albuquerque and a shooting in Las Cruces in March that killed 3 and wounded 15 others. Prosecutors, law enforcement, and Republican lawmakers have pressed Democratic Gov. Michelle Lujan Grissom to convene a special legislative session to address the state's crime problem. Despite voicing her disappointment with the Democratic-controlled legislature at the end of the last session, the governor has not given recent indications that she will be calling lawmakers back to Santa Fe. There you have it. Man, another school shooting. Alright, that's gonna do it for our news reading. Please give a like and subscribe, y'all. Follow. Much appreciated. Peace out.